Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going to talk about a medical subject. We all are familiar, we are all very well privy about the word autopsy. But what is autopsy? What is done in the autopsy? Why the autopsy is done? What are the cause and impact of autopsy? What is the need of autopsy? We really have no clue about all those queries. Today we are going to try to elaborate autopsy, its etymology, its purpose, reason behind that, what is the intent for that, every single thing we are going to shed some light on. Autopsy first was carried out in 44 BC, that is 2064 years ago, by the then Dr. Antistas. Antistas performed this autopsy on the Emperor of Rome, Julius Caesar. Well, most of us, we know that Julius Caesar was murdered by his own cult man, and 18 wounds were inflicted on his body by the dragger. 18 wounds. Now, to punish someone, in autopsy, the forensic laboratory head must find out whose attack actually killed the person. Now, out of 18 wounds or 18 stabs inflicted on Caesar, but they had to find out that which actually stab wound killed Caesar. So autopsy was conducted to find out that which wound out of 18 actually killed Julius Caesar. So that was the first autopsy was carried out to find out, to determine, to detect that out of 18 which wound actually was stuck on vital organs like heart or liver or kidney, and thus Julius Caesar was dead. Since then, autopsy is carried out only to find out the cause of demise, the cause of death. Whether the cause of death was natural, it was murder, someone poisoned the person committed suicide, person was beaten up by somebody, child was beaten up by angry parents, and because of that child sustained some kind of injuries to his vital organ, and death ensued. To find that out, autopsy is conducted. In autopsy, a person's body will be dissected. Body will be opened, every organ will be checked, every part, wherever the doctor actually suspect is going to open that part of the body, and then again he is going to stitch him back, close the body back. Body would be definitely mutilated severely. God forbid, nobody has to go to that kind of scenario of autopsy. Autopsy is a terrible thing to happen to anyone. I have actually chosen 5 points to elaborate what is autopsy. Point number 1 is to determine the cause of death categorically. Sudden death happens, God forbid, to any family. They cannot actually go ahead and cremate the body or bury the body or just end the body. No. Sudden death means they have to get certification from the doctor, and the doctor finds out that the person suffered from some kind of, say for example, cardiac arrest or any other kind of, means the person was old and it was deterioration, it was geriatry, it was a natural death. Then the family can cremate the body. But if, God forbid, some young person dies sudden death, then doctor is going to remove the body to the forensic. They are going to dissect the body. They are going to perform autopsy on that and find out that no any kind of foul plays, no any kind of conspiracy was behind that, no any kind of reason was behind that in which the person was beaten up, a person was forced, poisoned, or a person committed suicide. And if they find out that there was no any kind of foul play, then they will allow the family to cremate the body. Point number 2 is, dead body is dissected to pinpoint what caused death. In a nutshell, the bottom line is that doctors are going to find out that there was no any kind of foul play, any kind of violence, or any kind of killing or murder or any kind of law breaking was involved in the death of the person. If everything is clear and clean and categorically, the doctor is going to give clean sheet to the family members, and the family members are going to cremate or actually carry out the final virtues. They bury or cremate the body. But doctors are going to find out whether no foul play was involved in that, everything was legal, no illegality was carried out or illegality was involved. Actually, the death was not the reason of violence or the reason of suicide or reason of any other foul play. Point number 3, to detect the impact of disease. Sometimes doctors know that no foul play, no murder, no poison is given to a person, nobody has beaten up the person, no child is actually fallen because of the carelessness of the parents, or angry, violent parents have not beaten up the child. Still they sometimes carry out autopsy to find out that how the disease impacted the person, cancer or COVID. For example, in COVID, they also perform the autopsy to find out that where and when and how the COVID impacted the person to kill him. So in order to find that out, they have to perform the autopsy on even COVID patient knowingly that it was COVID and the patient was under the care of the doctor for a long period of time still. There is no any kind of suspicion of any kind of foul play, any kind of violation of law, any kind of, like violence, or we can say, that a person was committed suicide or someone actually forced him something in his mouth and killed him. Still, the doctors are going to perform the autopsy to find out how COVID killed and what were the vital organs or soft organs which were impacted by the COVID's impact. Point number 4, to resolve suspicion of violent sudden death or even research, medical training, teaching the medical students, performing the autopsy on the real human body, dissecting the body, opening up the body, exposing all the organs, internal organs to the students of medical, and this was in research and training. Also they perform autopsy. Point number 5, to detect absence of foul play behind the demise. That is a fundamental, that's the bottom line. That is the fundamental reason that the person is performed autopsy upon by the doctor is to find out that there was nothing wrong, there was no any kind of foul play, there was no any law broken, there was no any kind of act of violence, no any kind of hidden reason behind that. There was no any reason or any kind of criminality was perpetrated by the family members, and the family members were trying to conceal it, hide it, and that is why they were in a hurry to cremate the human body, cremate the body of their loved one. So the doctor, the authority would not let them carry out the funeral, carry out the cremation before making sure that the person or the deceased who died was not the victim of any kind of foul play. Nobody actually committed any kind of crime. Nobody killed him. Nobody forced him anything to commit a crime or commit suicide by that person. So to make every single thing absolutely, categorically, unequivocally clear, that the person's death was act of God and not act of human being. That is why by the autopsy they are going to give the clean sheet to the family members to go ahead and perform the cremation, perform the last final rituals, bury the person or cremate the person, because every single thing was hunky-dory. It was the act of God, not act of human. That's all the time we have today. Thank you very much for listening. See you again tomorrow. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Bye.